I mention that there was a really hot virtual sex scene with me and Angela V. Shelton of the Detroit Sheltons? I'm just saying, if you need another reason to go to sexyliberal.com and the tour section and watch it on demand, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yes, it's many shades of sexy liberal.
Yes, I did have a hot sex scene with both Hal Sparks and Angela, and you'll have to go see why. But listen, all my sex is virtual and imaginary, so it was hot for me. It was good for me, Angela.
It was very good for me, and it was, in fact, the most touch I've had in over a year.
And it also, I did not ask your permission, so it was a bit of a Me Too thing, too. You didn't even know you were in a sex scene with me till afterwards, so technically...
That's the way I'm best. That's when I perform my best.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know.
She knows. The less I know about it, the better for everyone involved.
I don't even want to know what that means. Okay. Frangela, hi. Oh, wait, so I'm saving something for you. Hang on a second, because I know you've probably already done Idiot of the Week. But did you see in Australia, a woman said there were what she described as too many spiders in her daughter's room, and she said, should we just burn the house down? And I'm going to say you would make an exception, Angela, for spiders and say, yes, in fact, you should burn the house down.
Well, yeah, if there were like 2, they've taken it.
Right.
Because those are recon spiders. I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the whole platoon had showed up for this one.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. She literally asked her daughter, should we just burn the should we burn the house down? And I would, that amount of spiders, my answer would also be, yes, you should.
Yeah. And I think we should look at the whole block, really.
It's infested.
That's what I'm saying. They have, once they get a foothold, or feet,
so that person would not make Idiot of the Week for burning their house down. If there are spiders involved.
A hero.
Okay.
That's a logical choice.
Idiot. Angela would say that they're a hero.
Okay.
When you are bowing to your spider overlords, you will remember this.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So where would you like to start this week? Our friend Malcolm Nance was just on Wednesday. I don't know if you saw his piece. He told us about it in the Washington Post. We're still too complacent about the threat of violent domestic extremism. And it's a whole, obviously he's been telling us long before the Homeland Security Department just issued this dire warning after we've seen story after story. White supremacist domestic terrorism is our number one threat. And I got to say, I'd like to be happy clappy. I'm actually really scared between the threats against Hakeem Jeffries and his family, AOC.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just, and them all requesting more security from the House because most of them are getting death threats.
Yeah.
We haven't been exactly here, have we, in the United States Congress, at least?
No.
Never.
Not even during the Civil War. This is the thing. And the Republicans, the fact that they're voting against, dealing with Trump's insurrection, and the fact that RNC is talking about having Trump speak.
Oh my God.
It is the most ridiculous. I can't even get my mind around how these are the people. One cop was bludgeoned to death. Over 100 and some police officers were injured, many severely. 2 have committed suicide, and they're like, let's just move on. And that all those people were hurt defending their lives.
Yeah.
That is the thing. It's not like they were off in some foreign land and we don't understand what happened. It was in the U.S. Capitol. They were defending their lives. And these representatives and these senators are saying their lives don't matter. We're for white supremacy. We believe in this insurrection so much. We're going to back the head of it again on our party platform. And then I got to read critiques of Biden? No.
Yeah. And Francis, I don't want to hear out of their mouths anymore. Liberals want to defund the police, and liberals don't support police. We saw policemen getting bludgeoned to death, as Angela said, getting crushed to death in a door, getting beaten with a thin blue line flag and an American flag by right-wing Trump supporters.
Yeah. And someone's going to lose an eye, literally.
Yes.
One of the police officers, and no one cares, and everybody's like, well, for the sake of unity,
unity.
Let's have unity. It's not time for unity. It is time for accountability. That is the time right now. There's no other time for it. This is the time to get the judges to get the judging, and let's have a trial, because this can't happen again. We can't continue to have people come in and say that they're going to take over our government.
Mitt Romney. I'm agreeing with Mitt Romney hard cold this week. Mitt Romney said, if you want unity, then I have yet to see one of these Republicans, Mitch McConnell, Kevin McCarthy, one of them say the election was not stolen. One of them say that President Biden is the legitimate president. Though that's the thing that's divisive. That's the thing that's dividing people, but they won't address that because they want an insurrection. They're still voting for insurrection. And AOC is right. Don't talk to me about unity when you are backing people who are threatening my life.
There is a weird silver unity of racial equity in that, you guys, that they are treating the white guy just like they treated Obama. They are making him the exact same illegitimate president that they are going to block everything that he tries to do because he wasn't either legitimately elected or whatever, right?
Yeah, the plan worked the first time. So why not reinstitute it every time? If the play works, work the play.
Yeah. Mitch McConnell, they're not into unity. They're voting. They did everything they could to delay seating elected senators. They are trying to stop the Democrats, the majority, from having the majority say. And I gotta tell you, Chuck Schumer, I'm not down. It is time that we start acting like the people we are, which is the people who won, who have the backing of the majority of the country, not by a slim majority. We don't, by a real majority.
But Angela, that's why I said I give him props for yesterday saying we're doing this COVID relief bill with Republican help or not. Use the budget reconciliation. You can only use it twice, but you know what I mean? I'm torn. Yeah. I mean, COVID relief we need first. Jobs, I know. Those are the two they're saying. But then guess what doesn't get done? John Lewis Voting Rights Act. We need to do all of it. We need to figure out a way to do all of it or our democracy is,
Oh, I had the nerve to wake up to an article saying Joe Biden is being critiqued for using so many executive orders. I was like, are you kidding me?
I know.
Are you kidding me? Because the former idiot, he used it to try to take away the powers of the purse from Congress, to usurp actual budget authority. And you're talking about too many executives. That's all Trump did.
Yeah. And as comedians, Francis, I have to say, you talked about this poor Capitol Police officer, but what have we always learned? It is only funny until someone loses an eye. So literally, we are at this point where, and if you cannot impeach a president for violent overthrow of the United States government, what is impeachment for?
What's the point?
Exactly.
How you have representatives who are threatening each other.
Yeah. And if you can't stop someone who started an insurrection to overthrow and come in and send people to kill you, I don't know who you're supposed to stop.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know which story is scarier. Ohio man claimed to have special knowledge. It wasn't Donald Trump supporters who orchestrated the siege of the Capitol. He tried to blame Antifa, but the only thing he ended up accomplishing was implicating himself in criminal offenses. He was just arrested in Ohio. He posted a video on social media blaming Antifa. He said it was just a vast left-wing conspiracy between police and the media against pro-Trump individuals. While he was doing that, he acknowledged he was inside the Capitol that day. So we have to also be grateful, but some of these people are such idiots. And they have implicated themselves on social media, right?
Yeah.
And also, but I mean, it's not just stupid, they're not afraid.
No, because literally, I read an article yesterday about the FBI and the DOJ trying to just pick a few people who would be representative of the people who stormed the Capitol and punish just those few. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Anybody whose cell phone was in there who wasn't supposed to be in there should catch a case.
None of them were supposed to be in there. They were all
not
supposed
to
be in
there.
They were supposed to be on the steps, let alone in the building. Every single person who got off that sidewalk and went up those steps should be arrested.
All right, Kevin in DC has been waiting all week to talk to Frangela. Chris, are you able to put a phone? Oh, Chris is dealing with something.
Chris is occupied right now.
Oh, okay. Can you put Kevin from DC on? No? Oh, all right. He's trying. There he is. Never mind.
Not right now.
Okay, we'll come back to Kevin. Sorry. Kevin's been waiting all week for you.
We love you, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, why are they letting any of these MFers out of jail, by the way?
Because they're white.
Yeah,
thank you.
It's because there's just, when I look at the difference between, they're ready to convict phantom Antifa people who don't exist, who have no organization and who weren't there, more than they are the people who were.
Yeah,
that we have video proof of.
Yes.
I've still never understood Antifa. Yes, I am against fascists. Yes, I am. I am outwardly against fascists.
Yeah.
I thought we all were, right?
Yeah. But you know what? But it's the Antifa ghost. Let's blame them instead of Shirley, who you know is your neighbor from who's in the book club. She was up in there, up in the Capitol, but you don't want to prosecute her. You don't want to prosecute your aunt. And most importantly, we don't want to. What they don't want to prosecute are ex-military people who were training people to be there. Current cops who were in there. They're talking about 30 law officers potentially who were in the Capitol building that day. Why aren't they being dealt with?
And
more harshly.
And cops that are involved in the injury and murder of other cops,
thank you,
should not be singled out for special,
Why don't you take a tour? One of y'all go take a tour of the Middle East for a couple months and see what happens when you come back.
Yeah.
Because what this is these people went and got quote unquote radicalized and they got trained for this insurrection. We watched a small organized militia, and by militia I mean insurrectionist, terrorist, white supremacist idiots that were organized, utilize a disorganized mob to storm the Capitol, take over a branch of our government for hours while the president waited and hoped they were successful at it. Okay. And put everybody's lives in danger. They would have killed and kidnapped any of them. They were ready to do it. We just had one or two cops who, because they were Black, weren't in on it. And so they didn't help out. And that's the only reason that more people weren't hurt. But to have these people sit here and not want to go after the people who attacked the people who were defending your life, shame on Mitch McConnell. Shame on all of them. How dare they?
Can I say, how many times are Black people going to have to save our country?
Thank you.
I mean, this election, Black people voting in this election barely saved our democracy. And you're right, Angela, that one guy probably saved Mike Pence's life and half of the Senate. Literally, they were 100 feet away and 10 seconds away. If that Black officer had not led them in the other direction, they were this close.
And he had the option. You saw him take the look. You saw him know that, like, he was like, okay, I'm gonna go this. He literally, and he pushed the guy to keep him coming at him.
Yeah.
Like, that is what this man did.
Yeah.
And I got to hear about Marjorie, what's her name? I can't.
I know. Can't. But you are going to, because we still have the rest of the hour.